So a few things happened here in the latest episode of My Hero Academia, and I have to say, my eyes have opened. I believe I see it. I see the future. And through what has happened to both Aoyama and what the plan is for All for One, I think I can start to understand what the rest of this season may be going into. So before we get to that, first things first, we gotta talk about Aoyama here. My dude, last week was a very emotional episode once we realized that this guy is the spy of the classroom. It is thanks to him that they have had so many run-ins with the villains. And so, of course, this guy's core has been shaken. His foundation of what he's believed in and what he's led to up into this season has been just thrown out the window. Of course, he has been that flamboyant guy that's been out there and he's always like, we need to twinkle. Even he was the one that might have helped Uraraka understand her feelings by just coming out and be like, you like Midoriya, don't you? And then she's like, wait, oh dang, I do. So he has a lot of feelings for the classroom and enjoys his time being there. But right now, he is literally calling himself a villain. He's like, I'm a criminal, I'm no good, I can't come at the level of all the other classmates, because he is basically feeling like dirt and feeling like trash. And I think at this point, a lot of people that actually watch this feel almost relatable to him. There's a lot of us that feel like, or go through situations that make us feel like, I am dirt. I am lower than dirt. I cannot esteem myself to be to the level of so-and-so. I cannot compare myself to them. But yet his classmates and even his teacher that came out, Aizawa, was like, you can not only redeem yourself, but you're not as bad as you think you are. I would, as Aizawa was saying, I would not kick you out or expel you because I am your teacher and I still have faith in you. And it kind of goes to show that as low as you may think you are, you're not as bad as you make yourself out to be. He thinks he's dirt. He thinks the class, everybody else is sparkling up here at a certain level. And he is trying to redeem himself through this action to make him up to close to their level. But Aizawa is not gonna sparse words and be like, look, you might not be able to go back to the school or anything, but this can help you and help us and help everyone. I hope through all of this, and at least it felt like through the end of this episode, Aoyama feels better and actually starts to feel a little bit stronger feelings towards helping them and implementing this plan against All for One. So let's get to the point that I was saying before. I haven't really been talking about this before, but the ending song, it actually kind of showcases first the villains as each of one of them, and then it kind of showcases like the early stages, early days of the classmates of 1A. So, I thought it was just kind of being emotional, the, oh, look at each one of them as they go through things type deal. But when actually going into the plan here of All Might and what he is stating here, their plan is to separate all of the villains, split them all up. So, of course, makes sense. You have the team of the good guys working together, but then if you split up the team of the bad guys, they can't work together, isolate, and destroy. So, we will probably get to a point where these battles are gonna be not necessarily like one-on-one battles, but one of the villains versus a couple of the heroes here. So it makes sense what has been happening in the last few seasons of them building up the character of several of the heroes. So then that way, this momentous moment battle that does take place, you're gonna be focused in on the teams that are facing certain villains. So more than likely, for example, with Dabi, it's probably going to be Todoroki and, maybe, family in that regard. It's going to be discussions about family. There's probably, of course, with Toma, the girl with all about the blood and stuff, maybe Uraka is going to be there. Probably Froppy is going to be there, like they had the little thing that happened last season. So it's probably going to be a lot of breakups here of the different villains, and maybe more backstory, maybe more talking about the actual villains and their relationship towards the heroes that they actually face, and basically be battles that are separated in different areas. And then those battles will determine the overall, not necessarily winner, but how the team works together. This is why they're kind of showing, kind of not necessarily a backstory, but basically showing an emotional aspect of first the villains as they're going, as they went through life, and what they're currently going through emotionally. And then you see the like younger versions of the heroes and what they went through previously and what they are trying to achieve. So if this comes to pass in these maybe future battles, in this final battle that's happening, it's great that All Might brought this up, because it's like, wow, so that's their main plan. Separate everyone, conquer, and destroy. Now, as far as some outliers, it was some funny moments that were in this episode. Here, of course, with Midoriya, it was great for him to see Hatsume once again, kind of a callback to what happened in like the first, second season, if you will. And now that they're at this level, a lot stronger, and even she's like even better as far as making stuff. It's crazy how all the responsibility that she has to do, yet she still is like, oh, you guys need stuff? Here you go. I made this with one hand. This should suffice for now. And of course, if you guys saw the end of the episode, we got a call back to Aizawa's protege, if you will. It was a little weird that he was hanging upside down in the tree. I thought that was weird, but I guess he's trying to do some training in his own regard. But kind of goes to show that even though 1A is going to go out there and go to battle, that they're not going to go alone. There's no way that they're going to go. It's just going to be class 1A and then the police force or the side heroes that we've gone through. There's definitely going to be the other classes kind of dabble in with them more than likely, because they're going to need the manpower if they're going to split everyone up in order to battle. And it's great that we actually had the season where class 1A actually fought their brethren class, so we can kind of see how they battle and what their moves are. Now, granted, we don't follow along with them as much as we do with 1A, but still, it's important as we, the viewer, know what they can and will do. And I will drop a little hint in the aspect that notice that Aizawa's plan, of course, when he stated it to class 1A, they had to cover the ears of their fellow classmate and his parents. But normally in media, something that I have learned, that if there is a plan that is not showcased or told to the audience, that there's a good chance that the plan actually works. But if a hero's plan is revealed to the audience and revealed to viewers, you are expecting what the plan is mentally. So you're like, okay, let's see how this plan works. And that's when writers are like, oh no, the plan didn't go as worked. As it was supposed to be planned out. Whenever I look at anime or even just media out there in general, like TV shows and such, if a plan is like, ooh, here's our plan, this is what we're gonna do, and then it cuts out and doesn't show you, the audience, there's a good chance that plan may actually go as planned to a degree. So we shall see what is actually implemented in the coming episodes, because They keep talking about this growing storm that's happening, so I'm ready for it. Lord knows I'm ready for it. But tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. What, did I hit the mark or am I off base on a few of these things? But I would love to hear you guys' opinions in the comments, but definitely don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, because we'll definitely talk about this anime and several others here on the channel that I'm sure you guys would enjoy. You guys be safe, take care of yourselves, and Lord willing, I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.